Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's having a good one. Let's see who we got hanging out with us today. We have Mr. Troy Pritchard. Says, good morning, everybody. Thumbs up. Appreciate the thumbs up, Troy. Leo says, good morning from chilly Pinkerton, Ohio. 39 degrees now and not getting out of the 40s. Ooh, that's a little chilly. Thumbs up, Dave and Jack. All right. Jack is right here in his spot. Clyde's here. Good morning, Clyde. Larry Gaunt says, morning, everyone. Headed out this morning. No cell phone, or internet. Just quality time spent with the fam. All right. Sounds like a good weekend to me, or a good few days, or whatever you're going to do. Enjoy yourself, Larry. Marcelo's here. Good morning. Appreciate the thumbs up. David Davis is here. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. There's my favorite solar man right there. Good morning, Ryan. Sean's in the house. Good morning, Sean. Let's see who else is here. Don is here. Good morning, Don. Happy Tuesday to you. Kevin Els. Good morning, Kevin. Hope all is well with you. Gary Hammett. Good morning. Let's see who else we got here. Jack. Good morning, Jack, Dave, and the rest of the gang. That's from Big George here. Let's see here. Ryan says, just saw an ad for a Raven CNC. Interesting concept. I'll have to Google that because I don't have any idea. I've never heard of that. Never heard of it. Are they mounting them on the ceiling or on the wall or anything? Let's see. Big George says, in my neck of the woods, 37 degrees, cloudy with occasional rain showers, snow. There's that four-letter word. May mix in. High 42, winds west-northwest at 15 to 25. Chance of rain, 60%. All right. I'm not ready for any of that. Let's see. Sean says it's 23 there. Good gosh. That is cold. Darren Bird's here. Good morning, Darren. Hope you're doing well. Kenneth is here. Appreciate the thumbs up, Kenneth. All right. George goes on to say, but in Michigan brings snowfall and possible 20-foot waves at Lake Superior. Waves could reach heights of between 20 and 25 feet and could even escalate to 31 feet. All righty. Okay, Leo says Raven is the new Carverite. All right, you got me intrigued. I'm going to have to go Google it now. Let's see what shows up here. I have never even heard of it. Guess I'm just getting out of touch, aren't I? Okay, Raven CNC by Carverite. It's a Kickstarter. Okay. right, let's see here. Says they've already got 154 backers. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of have mixed thoughts about these companies that are already established but do these Kickstarter things. Not completely sold on this. Yeah, there's a video here, but I'm not gonna play it. I'm just looking, but it looks like it's just a little bitty. Yeah, kind of like the Carve Right deal. You feed stock through like a planer. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I see now why I haven't heard of it. it's, it's something that I would not be interested in at all. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Kickstarter connects with creators, or no, connects creators with backers to fund projects. Rewards aren't guaranteed, but the creators must regularly update backers. You're only charged if the project meets its funding goal by the campaign deadline. Yeah, I'm just sorry, just not a fan of those Kickstarter things for companies like that. But that's just me. You know, your mileage may vary. Well, I'm pretty happy. I got got out there yesterday, and man, I made a mess. That styrofoam stuff. I was trying to cut it with a box knife, and apparently a dull box knife, and it was like trying to cut it with a baseball bat or something. It just that styrofoam stuff started going everywhere. So then I thought, all right, I'm going to sacrifice one of my steak knives. Hell, I'm too poor to eat steak anyway. So I got one of those, and that worked much, much better. I got some much better edges, but I did get my whole garage door with a double thickness of that foam on the whole thing. And I think it's going to work out pretty good. Because it's funny that I got that done yesterday. And of course, it was like, according to my thermometer in the garage, it was 70 degrees. In fact, I was working up a sweat doing that stuff. It was 70 degrees and probably a little warmer than that outside as I was doing it. And of course, I got up this morning. First thing I did is I asked my Echo Dot what temperature was outside, and she said it was 42. So I get up and I go out to the garage and look, and it had only dropped like 10 degrees. It was 60 out there, quite comfortable. So I'm hoping that that really works. Larry says, "Tell them you will review one." Yeah, nah. I don't even like to. I wouldn't even want to review one of those silly things. That and the there's 3 or 4 things that I just roll my eyes at every time. Every time I hear somebody mention one. That the Origin Shaper, the so-called handheld CNC, which those 2 words shouldn't even be in the same sentence. It makes no sense at all to me. And then, of course, the other one is the Maslow. Those 3 things right there. No thanks. Not interested. But yeah, I'm hoping. And I went outside a while ago, me and the Jackster, and it is. I mean, it feels. It's just like Joanne said. It's going to be probably in the 40s. It's going to feel a lot colder than that because the daggum wind's blowing. Leaves are all coming off the trees. They've been falling off a little here and there, but whenever you get this first little cold snap come through, I mean a really good cold snap, the leaves just go crazy. Oh, I had that little ender running back there, and it's already finished. That was quick. I didn't even pay attention to how long the time was, but did get, if you look close on that middle one, I hadn't even popped it off of there yet, but I finished running another one of these things for my camera mount stuff. So still got to mount my other rail. I've got one rail up with two different arms, one at each end, that are pretty much complete. I still have not gone and got some more hardware to update the hardware to get it all to match and stuff. But I also have, if you look right there in front of that ender, I have a whole bunch more knobs made. And so I should be ready to knock out that camera stuff, and I hope that's going to work well. We'll see. Let's see here. Porter Woodworks is in the house this morning. Good morning, David. Hope you are doing well. Larry says, I made a blade from my skill saw to cut insulation board. Works well. File off the teeth of cheap blade and sharpen the edges. Well, you know how it is when you're doing something like that. You figure out how to get it where it looks pretty good about halfway through. So the first, I mean, it came out okay. It's just insulation, but yeah, I did a much better job once I give up on that stupid box knife and got a steak knife. Basically, is what it was. But the thing with that foam stuff is it's styrofoam. On the one side, it's got that aluminum foil type backing or whatever that stuff is, the shiny stuff. But on the other side, which is just white, which makes it nice because that should reflect some light. The one side, I put the foil backing to the inside when I put the first piece in, and then when I did the second piece, I put the white so that I would get the a lot more light in there reflecting off that bright white. But it's got I don't know what it is, some kind of like saran wrap or stretch wrap stuff on glued to it. So it's like when you're cutting it, you have to make sure you're cutting through both the foil and the other side to get it to come apart right. But I finally, because I would take some scraps and stick underneath the piece I was cutting, and then take that steak knife and just kind of work it through like I was cutting a piece of steak, and it worked really great. So pretty happy. I might get my little tape out that I mentioned and tape up a few spots, but I've already raised the door up a few times and stuff, and none of it's going to fall out. It's all wedged in there pretty good. So should be much better than what I had. So let's see. Thomas Graham's here. Good morning, Thomas. Client says it's 40 degrees there. It's 40-ish here, but like I said, with the wind blowing and stuff, it's the wind chills, 10 or 15 degrees colder than what the actual temperature is. Kenneth says you're going to have a full-blown film studio with all those camera rails. Well, no, it's not going to be a film studio because the rest of the garage is still messy. I have to. It's mostly to put the camera angles when I'm demonstrating something, have it pointing right down at it so that you don't see all the other messy stuff. But maybe I'll get it all cleaned up one day. Who knows? Ryan scored some more shelving. He sent me a picture yesterday. Guys getting some Getting some cool stuff. Now, if he could just get that 30-foot flamingo, that would be the stuff right there. He says, slightly narrower than the others, 4 feet deep instead of 5, going to work awesomely in the shop. Mm-hmm. Larry says it's calm in 53 there where he's at. That's pretty nice. Yeah, they said, and again, it's going to be over with in a day or two, but this little cold snap, it's, I think the high is supposed to be 54, something like that, 55 maybe. So that's okay. I've already got my, my, it's not really a jacket, but it's kind of a jacket. It's a Carhartt shirt jacket type thing that's heavy. And I wore that outside a while ago when me and the Jack went out there. And it's good enough. That's one thing about it. You don't have to have a real heavy coat to live here in Georgia. Although it does get really cold, but if you're not in it for very long, you don't really need too heavy of a coat. Most of the time I have a Garage Works windbreaker type jacket that zips up the front, and it's got some kind of lining inside of it, and usually that's what I wear. Because if you're out and it's cold, because it's black, it's still, how it is in the summertime when you wear a black shirt or something, you get that sun cooking on you. But that's usually what I wear. But it's all good. It's supposed to be back in the 70s by the weekend, so I'm not too concerned about this little cold snap. Even got the little freeze warnings on my phone this morning. Okay, I was trying to see. Okay, this says it's 41 and sunny right now. And of course, if I check, let's see if they have a wind. Yeah, 41 and sunny, but it feels like 34 is what it says. So yeah, it's it'll get you attention when you walk out there, especially after yesterday, because like I said, it was like 80 something Sunday. I think it was like 82 or something like that. And then yesterday, I don't know exactly what it got, but one time I saw it on my phone, it was 78. So big change, but all good in the hood. So I have learned something else about this. I can never get my head going the right way. This thing here, I told you I bought the magnetic black thing that's more similar to these right here. But I learned something, and I didn't even think about it, but I learned something about that yesterday. It works great. When I was running it, I was getting it to stick pretty good, but I had stopped it and was going to redo it, and I thought I can get it better. So I'm going to run that auto bed leveling program where it does this 25 places, and then on the last one, it moves to the center and raises up. And you do that one manually, and then that tells it how much to adjust from all those other 25 places. Well, I learned that sensor that comes down and does the auto bed leveling, apparently it only works when it's got that metalish plate on there. Because I started doing it. I wasn't paying attention at first, and I looked and I thought, man, that thing, you could see the bed going boom, boom. And I'm like, no, it's not meeting, it's not making any connectivity or something. So apparently that thing only works with metal. So my plan is today. I kept messing around with it yesterday. Finally, I thought, I've wasted enough time. Because it's a long run that I'm going to run on. It's a real big part, so I'll set it up today here in a little bit. But I think what I'm going to do is put the metal one back on with the gold one, which is what I have on there now. Run the auto bed leveling, and then when it gets to the end and it moves to the center and raises up 20 millimeters, and then, like I said, that's where you bring it down and get it where you want, and then you click save. So what I'll do is I'll run it with that metal bed, and then when it moves to the center, I'll pull that bed out, put the other one on, and try that and see if I can get a decent thing. That should work, but I don't know. But yeah, I didn't even think about that not working with that sensor, because it's not a sensor that comes down and touches and moves. It's not a mechanical thing. It's apparently a proximity type switch or something. It has to detect that other thing. So, oh well. But I will. I'll probably try to do that today, because I don't have much else on my plate today. Since I got all that installation done, just kind of kicking around. I probably will go out there and try to get that other rail hung over. I got to figure out how I can put it where I can get camera views directly over that CNC without that 4-inch dust collection hose getting in the way. That's kind of an issue trying to do that, because I don't want that thing knocking into cameras and stuff like that. And of course, when I'm doing live streams out there and showing, the camera views and stuff, I won't have that. I can take that whole hose off and magnet stick it over to that cabinet I have over on the side, and it's out of the way. But for the rest of the time when I'm running, when nobody's seeing what I'm doing, I don't want dust floating everywhere. So got to try to come up with a compromise there. I think I may just put the main rail right beside the CNC, and then just make it where I have a long arm that swings around and gets over the center of the CNC, and then that way I can swing it back. That's probably the only way I'm going to be able to do it. So, oh no. Let's see. Paul's here. Good morning, Paul. 37, burr. Yeah. Clyde says it's going to be 70 Sunday. So, yeah, it's all right. We just got to get through this couple of days, and I think it's going to be even warmer tomorrow. It's still not going to be that bad. Yeah, if any of you guys get this, or I know you won't be getting it, because since it's a Kickstarter thing, it's one of those deals where, some of these things, they run these things, and then it might be a year or two before you ever see one. But anyway, we got a. That's interesting. I saw that same one. I was watching All Things YouTube, my buddy Matt Haas, on his live stream, and I saw that same bot. In fact, it showed up 3 different times on his. He kept blocking it, and came back 2 different times after he blocked it the first time. So just people just have to be a jerk, and they just have to be. But let's see. Sean says everything is frozen this morning. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What kind of temps do you keep out there in your shop, Sean? I know as winter approaches, that seems to be a topic I see in the Facebook groups for the different lasers. You know, of course, diodes not a big deal, but with a CO2 laser like you have, do you run any kind of like RV antifreeze, or are you able to keep your shop climate controlled enough to where you know you don't have to worry about that? Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, Sean says, says working on a constant flow heated watering system for the animals today. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sean's getting quite the little farm out there. Bunny rabbits and chickens and all kinds of stuff. Okay, Sean says 68 during the day, might get down to 50. Okay. Alrighty. I guess that's not an issue then. So I'm assuming if you feel confident that it'll stay that. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Here's another comment. I still change the water out to minus 40 windshield washer fluid. Okay. For the winter, just in case. Yeah. Yeah, that would be a real bummer to know your tube got messed up because of some freak cold snap that rolled through. Yeah. Well, hopefully, let's see, we only got about 2 minutes left, so hopefully I'll be out of here before that troll comes back. Sorry if anybody wanted to click on that before and I deleted it before you had a chance, but those things just irritate the stew out of me. Go get a real job, for crying out loud. Quit bothering people. And you're not really, it's not like they're interrupting anything important here because we're just here drinking coffee, shooting the breeze. So if they knew anything about what this stream was about, they wouldn't even waste their time. But apparently they got nothing better to do. So, well, let me get off of this Raven CNC. That thing. Wonder how they came up with that name. I don't know about that. Well, that's about all I got, gentlemen. And I say gentlemen because I have not seen any lady folk out there. Clyde says, printed a cookie cutter as a test. All right. How are you liking that 3D printer, Clyde? Looks like you got it working pretty well. You will no doubt come up with a lot of little, hopefully useful things to print with it, like a cookie cutter or something like that. But I have really, really enjoyed kind of designing the stuff for these camera mounts and stuff like that. Like I say, they're nothing fancy, but I think they're going to work awesome, and that's the main thing. As long as they, mine's all 3D printed stuff and some raggedy plywood, but the arms and stuff that I'm cutting out of the plywood, I'm sanding the heck out of it to get the, so it's not splintery, and then painting it black. And so, it looks pretty good. Since it's painted black, you can't really tell what it's made out of until you get right up close to it. Client says he got that at the Prime sale. Yeah. Aren't we going to be having another Prime thing? Because wasn't that like an early bird one they did? I think we're going to be having another one. Or maybe that was it. I don't know. But anyway, all right. I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have a good Tuesday. Hopefully me and the trolls might be back. I'll be back for sure. I don't know about the trolls, but we'll be back tomorrow for number 593 as we close in on number 600. So anyway, y'all have a good one. See you later.